Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're taking a deep dive into a recent interview with Elon Musk that really digs into the future of AI. And let me tell you, he had some seriously interesting stuff to say about both the amazing opportunities and the potential dangers.
Yeah, it's a conversation that goes way beyond, those headlines we always see about robots taking over the world. This stuff is getting real, and Musk's take on it really makes you think about intelligence, consciousness, even what it means to be human.
And he's starting to sound less and less like he's just a tech CEO with wild ideas, right?
For sure, especially as we see AI becoming more and more integrated into our everyday lives. I mean, think about it. It's not just some abstract concept anymore.
Totally.
We're seeing it firsthand in things like those AI language models.
Those are everywhere now. Well, picture this. You get to sit down with Elon Musk, not for a quick soundbite, but a real deep dive into how he sees AI. That's what we're doing today.
A total crash course on Elon Musk's brain. Trust me, it's wild.
We're going into this interview he did with Tucker Carlson.
And it got pretty granular, too. He's talking about Moore's Law, all these data points.
Right. For those who aren't tech wizards, Moore's Law is basically that computer power doubles every 2 years, give or take. It's why we have the internet, smartphones, all that.
And Musk's point is that AI, it's making Moore's Law look slow. Like those AI language models, the ones writing poems, translating stuff, even coding. He says they're getting 10 times better every few months.
That's not progress. That's, well, you said it, an explosion.
And that's what makes this interview so interesting.
Based on the speed, Elon actually thinks that we could be looking at, get this, artificial general intelligence AGI within this decade.
So just to be clear, we're talking about AGI, meaning AI that can actually understand and learn just like a human being.
Yep.
When you say it like that, it really hits home just how much potential we're really dealing with here.
It feels like a pivotal moment for sure.
I mean, they can generate human-like text these days. Scarily good.
Right. Sometimes it's actually hard to tell if you're talking to a real person or one of these AI programs.
Yeah, and that's where things start to get really interesting,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's mind-blowing how fast this technology is evolving, but you've got to admit, it does raise some pretty big questions, like, how do we even begin to control something that has the potential to become way more intelligent than us? That's a tough one.
It really is. And Musk talked about that directly. Like, he pointed out that right now, AI capabilities are basically doubling every 18 months.
He keeps saying breakneck speed versus snail speed. How fast AI is developing compared to how slow we are at making rules for it. Really?
Yeah.
What even is ethical AI? What safeguards do we need?
Musk says we need a new agency, like the FAA, but for AI. Keep up with the tech, make fast decisions, maybe even avoid an AI arms race.
I was just about to say, it's not just about robots taking over. It's countries racing to build the most powerful AI, maybe even using it for bad stuff.
Okay, now that's a whole other level of scary. But then there's this other thing we touched on before, AI consciousness. Feels like we're going from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds flat.
I know, right? It's easy to get hung up on the practical stuff like, will a robot take my job? But Musk is all about those big questions, like, can AI actually think like a human? Develop self-awareness.
It's the oldest sci-fi trope in the book, but now it's like, wait a minute.
He keeps bringing up the language models, how fast they're progressing. To him, that's a sign we're getting closer to AI that we can barely tell apart from a person.
Right, like AI writing articles and stuff.
And it's not just mimicking. They're getting better at understanding, responding to complex ideas, even having back and forth that feels pretty intelligent. And he says it's already happening. People can only tell human writing from AI writing about 60% of the time, according to him.
So basically a coin toss. What happens when it's even more advanced? What if these AIs start acting self-aware, creative, even emotional? Isn't that the whole shebang?
This tech is already messing with how we work, how we talk to each other, even how we see ourselves as human. And Musk is all over the philosophy of it. He thinks AI consciousness could be this huge turning point, maybe even the turning point for humanity in tech.
He's not messing around. But it's not just that it could become conscious, it's that we might lose control.
He uses this term AI singularity. AI gets so smart it's beyond anything we understand. Think about it. If it's smarter than us, how do we make sure it's still on our side, doing things that are good for humanity, not destroying us all? That's what he means by friendly AI.
So less Terminator, more AI buddy.
Basically, he thinks we need to build AI from the ground up with our values baked in.
Okay, so how do we do that? It's learning faster than we can teach it, right?
Musk's thing is collaboration. Governments, researchers, tech companies, Everyone's got to be open, talking to each other, working towards the same goal.
So instead of trying to lock AI down, he's saying, let's all figure this out together.
Which brings us to his company Neuralink. You know about them.
The brain-computer people, right. Wild stuff. We need to unpack this. Why merge with AI? What's the upside? Merging with AI. I gotta say, still processing that one. Last we talked, you were saying Neuralink wants to connect our brains to computers. Kind of feels like we skipped ahead a few chapters in the sci-fi novel.
Right. But Musk thinks it's essential if humans want to keep up with AI as it gets more and more powerful.
So not just alongside AI, but actually becoming part AI. Bold move.
His argument is, by merging, we enhance ourselves, keep pace, maybe even steer AI in a good direction, since we're literally part of it.
If you can't beat them, join them, but for our brain.
And he thinks it could be huge for medicine, communication, even how we understand consciousness itself. Imagine being paralyzed, then walking again because of a brain-computer link, or sharing complex thoughts instantly, just by thinking them.
It's one of those things that's exciting and terrifying at the same time, you know? But maybe we should circle back to something less brain-explodey for a sec. We talk about that AI arms race idea, and that's pretty unsettling on its own.
It's not just talk, either. Countries are pouring money into AI research, especially for the military. Musk keeps comparing it to the nuclear arms race. Like, are we going to make the same mistakes again? Imagine autonomous weapons deciding who lives or dies on a battlefield without a human being involved at all. And even if it's not malicious, what if it goes wrong accidentally or gets hacked? These are huge risks. Musk is really pushing for international cooperation, which is a big ask, I know. He says we need global agreements, ethical rules everyone plays by, just like with nukes. Draw some lines in the sand before it's too late.
Easier said than done sometimes, right? But, okay, big picture. We've talked about AI going super speed, needing rules, maybe becoming conscious, maybe taking over the world. Where do we even land after all that?
To me, the biggest thing is AI's future isn't written yet. It's on us to decide how this goes as a society. Do we use it to help each other or hurt each other?
Yeah, Musk's out there saying, wake up, people. We need to learn about this stuff, talk about it, hold the people making it accountable.
Totally. And maybe the most important part, never forget, AI is a tool. We built it, and we get to decide what we build with it.
Well said. So, to everyone listening, it's not all doom and gloom, but it's not just cool robots either. It's on us to figure this out. That's all the time we have for our deep dive on Elon Musk and the future of AI, but honestly, this conversation's just getting started.
Thanks for joining us.
Keep those brains buzzing, and we'll see you next time.